Splatoon's getting a ton of new content in a free update that drops on August 5th, including 2 matchmaking modes, 2 weapon classes, 40 pieces of gear, new music, and some map tweaks, with Urchin Underpass in particular undergoing a pretty massive overhaul. And we had the chance to try it all out for ourselves. Well, mostly. I mean, that is a lot of gear to get through. Anyways, if you've been playing Splatoon up to this point, then you probably know just how fun it is to play online. Except for the fact that it's kind of a pain if you want to play with your friends. As is, it's tricky enough to join their games, let alone be on the same team. But the upcoming update looks to fix that with 2 modes based entirely around playing with your friends. And the first of those is Squad Battle, which is basically just ranked battles but with you and your friends consistently on the same team. It allows you to form a squad of between 2 to 4 people in order to take on another random squad of the same size, or thereabouts. Because the game actually treats 3 and 4 person squads as the same size, so you may end up with some slightly lopsided battles. Now just to reiterate, squad battles are in fact ranked battles, meaning those matches will affect your rank and level, which also means you may want to be a bit more selective with who's on your team. And to help with that, you're actually able to lock squad battles behind a 4-digit password to ensure that not just anyone from your friend list can join. In addition to squad battles, you also have the option of private battles, in which you play with only your friends. And since it is friends only, it won't count toward your rank or level. And yes, you can lock it behind a password too. Now what's really cool about private battles is that it lets you play Splatoon pretty much any way you want to, allowing you to choose any mode, on any map, with however many players you want, between 2 to 8. And you can set up the teams however you want to, with the only limitation being 4 people per team at max. But in case you're indecisive and not quite sure what team to assign someone, you can let the game pick for you too with the either option. Oh, and you can now finally switch gears seamlessly between rounds in both of the new modes. But sadly, this doesn't apply to the original regular and ranked battles. So the new matchmaking options really allow for much more control over how you play the game. But what about the gameplay itself? Well, the update also adds 2 new weapon classes that really should shake things up. First up is the Slosher, which is basically just a fancy word for bucket. But despite its cute appearance, the Slosher packs a wallop, spraying a concentrated amount of ink in a straight line dead ahead. It's quick, it's accurate, and best of all, it allows you to target opponents from behind cover, such as over a wall. The second new weapon is the Heavy Splatling, which is basically Splatoon's version of a Gatling gun, and this weapon really stands out from the rest, both because of its high rate of fire and incredible range. I mean, this thing shoots far, but it has a catch, because you need to charge it before you can use it, and the more you charge it, the longer it'll fire for. But conversely, that also means you don't have to fully charge it in order to use it. So after playing a couple of rounds with both of the weapons, I really enjoyed how different both of them felt, and I'm excited to see what they'll add to the metagame. Now, although there technically aren't any new maps included as part of the update, the new version of Urchin Underpass might as well be, as it's undergone some pretty significant changes. Okay, so it might look the same at first, but once you reach the interior, you'll find it's been completely revamped, now being much more spacious, but also more nuanced. So, instead of the wide open area in the middle like before, you'll now find a pair of trees that provide cover and also obscure sightlines. In addition, the central passages into the area have been widened, and the high corridors to either side have been lengthened, and now feature 2 exits into the central area. So these changes should make the map slightly less chaotic than before, while providing some new strategic options. So taken all together, this seems to be a pretty significant update to Splatoon. The new squad battles and private battles are a welcome addition that makes it much more practical to play with friends, while the new weapons almost certainly change how the game is played more than any previous weapon has. And that's not even to mention all the new gear too. But thankfully, you won't have long to wait to try it all out for yourself as the update drops for free on August 5th. Thanks for watching, and make sure to stay tuned to GameXplain for more on Splatoon and other things gaming too.